Imagine you're living 50,000 years ago. Your hair keeps growing. It falls into your eyes while hunting. It gets tangled with branches. It traps dirt, sweat, and insects. But there's one problem. There's no barber, no scissors, and no mirrors. So how did ancient humans cut their hair? Did they use sharp rocks? Did they burn it off? Or did they simply let it grow forever? The answer is far more fascinating than most people realize. Archaeology, ancient tools, and even modern hunter-gatherer tribes reveal that humans have been grooming themselves for tens of thousands of years. Surprisingly, some of the first haircuts may have happened long before civilization even existed. Hair wasn't just about appearance. For Ice Age humans, it could affect survival. Long hair could block vision while throwing spears, become tangled in thorn bushes, or freeze when wet during harsh winters. It also trapped dirt and made it easier for lice and parasites to spread. Anthropologists studying modern hunter-gatherer societies have found that personal grooming helps reduce parasites and disease. Even chimpanzees spend time grooming each other every day. And humans inherited many of these social behaviors from our primate ancestors. Keeping hair manageable wasn't simply about looking good. It was an important part of hygiene and survival. Long before metal existed, humans relied on stone. Around 3.3 million years ago, our ancestors were already making sharp stone flakes, and many of these edges were sharper than modern kitchen knives. Archaeologists have uncovered thousands of razor-like flakes from the Oldowan and later Acheulean stone tool industries. Researchers studying these tools under powerful microscopes discovered microscopic polish and wear patterns that show they were used to cut soft materials such as skin and animal hides, and very likely human hair as well. This method, known as use-wear analysis, allows scientists to determine how ancient tools were used because different materials leave different microscopic scratches. Hair rarely survives in the archaeological record, but the tools themselves provide remarkable evidence of early grooming. One surprising fact is that stone can be incredibly sharp. Obsidian, a natural volcanic glass used thousands of years later, can produce edges only a few nanometers thick. Modern surgeons still use obsidian scalpels for delicate procedures because of their exceptional sharpness. Experimental archaeologists have recreated prehistoric stone blades and tested them on hair. The results were impressive. These blades produce clean cuts with very little effort, and in some cases they even outperformed early metal blades. Ancient humans didn't need steel to cut hair. Nature had already provided razor-sharp materials. Of course, cutting hair wasn't always necessary. Sometimes people simply controlled it instead. They braided it, twisted it, or tied it back using leather strips, plant fibers, animal sinew, or even bird feathers. Natural tree resins may have worked like an early form of hair wax, helping hairstyles stay in place. Many indigenous cultures around the world have preserved similar traditions, where hairstyles often represent family identity, age, social status, or spiritual beliefs. Hair carried meaning far beyond simple practicality. Haircuts also weren't the only form of grooming. Archaeologists have discovered ancient combs carved from bone, antler, ivory, and wood dating back thousands of years. Some of the earliest examples come from Stone Age and later prehistoric settlements across Europe and the Near East. Many of these combs were not decorative. They were specifically designed to remove lice. Researchers have even found ancient lice eggs preserved on archaeological combs, providing direct evidence that fighting parasites and maintaining clean hair were everyday concerns for prehistoric people. Did ancient humans have barbers? Probably not in the modern sense. However, someone usually helped, just as cutting the back of your own hair today is difficult. Ancient people likely relied on family members or friends. Anthropologists studying modern hunter-gatherer societies frequently observe grooming as a social activity. Parents groom children, partners groom each other, and friends help remove parasites or trim hair. Haircutting may have taken place around evening campfires while people shared stories, taught children, and strengthened relationships. A haircut wasn't simply maintenance. It helped reinforce social bonds within the group. So, what does the scientific evidence actually tell us? We know that stone flakes capable of shaving existed millions of years ago. Microscopic use-wear analysis confirms that many were used on soft organic materials. Ancient combs containing preserved lice remains have been excavated, demonstrating regular grooming. Human grooming behavior closely resembles that of other primates, and experimental archaeology has repeatedly shown that stone blades can cut hair efficiently. However, scientists cannot determine the exact hairstyles worn by every Ice Age community because human hair rarely fossilizes. Instead, archaeologists combine evidence from ancient tools, ethnographic studies of modern hunter-gatherers, experimental archaeology, and biology to reconstruct how our ancestors likely cared for their hair. It's a form of detective work, with every new discovery adding another piece to the puzzle. The next time you visit a barber, remember that your haircut belongs to one of humanity's oldest traditions. Long before cities, long before kings, and long before metal tools, someone was already sitting beside a campfire holding a razor made from stone, carefully trimming another person's hair. Not because fashion demanded it, but because survival did. Sometimes the smallest everyday habits have the deepest roots in human history. If you enjoyed uncovering forgotten stories like this, because history is often far stranger than fiction,